So we got to go ahead and talk about this whole situation where the infamous white girl known as Lily Gaddis, you know, the white girl who was the trad wife who got fired from her job after saying the N-word on TikTok. Well, now, fast forward to today, her success has led her here to the point where she is officially demonetized off of YouTube. But you're probably wondering what the hell she did.
So yes, I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my main moneymaker. And I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't plan ahead. I live in the moment. I put it all out there. I'm an open book. I live with my heart on my sleeve. You know, if I say something, I mean it. I couldn't censor myself. I refused to censor myself. It's just impossible. I really tried. My best. Believe it or not, what you saw on YouTube was the vanilla me. It was like the vanilla of the vanilla. And I tried my best, but they want to keep a real down, okay? And that's what they're doing.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
But her doubling down with the word isn't what got her demonetized. The thing that got her demonetized, I can't show in a video or in a thumbnail, but she put herself in blackface and doing the, how do I say this? Doing the whole Yahtzee salute. I'm saying Yahtzee for a reason because think of a word that rhymes with Yahtzee that ends up you doing a salute with your right arm. But if you really think I'm finna feel sad for you, I have bad news for you while I play this awfully sad song on the world's smallest violin. You really think I'm gonna feel sorry for your stupid ass? Like, do you know how many people would kill to be in your position? And it pisses me off when I see people that make it on YouTube, even though I don't agree how she made it because it was off some bullshit. You make it off YouTube, making God knows how much money while the average American slaves away at a job that they don't want to be at. And people like you should be demonetized, should be kicked off YouTube entirely, exiled, excommunicated expeditiously, quickly. Okay, get you out the paint. Because clearly, Lily, you never once cared about content. You just cared about the money you was making off this shit. You just cared about the money you were getting, which was mostly hate watchers, if we're being honest. You rage baiting people, making a career out of rage bait can only take you so far. Because eventually the thing about rage bait, once they see right through the shenanigans, they eventually stop giving you the attention you oh so desperately need, to where you have to revert back to factory settings and cooking in the kitchen. And this is the same white woman that's so scared of black people that try to make up these false statistics of, oh my God, like all these stats about black people, I don't want to be around black people. But you imitate them in blackface. On top of that, you love saying the N-word. But you ain't never been popped in the mouth for saying the shit. No, you know what they ought to have? Somebody ought to come out with a Scared Straight spinoff to put a bunch of racist motherfuckers in the worst neighborhoods in America and see if they gonna get away with that racist ass shit. I promise you, they'll straighten out. They'll get straightened out. If not, they'll be seeing the upper room very quickly.
The upper room.
And I'm not a violent man. I don't wish violence to happen upon anybody because somebody may wish it upon me for just making this video. But I'm a realist. And realistically, I understand that this is a violent, cold, cruel world. A world that will chew you up and spit you out and won't think of you the next day. You have to watch what you say and how you say it. Okay? Like, it's not censorship. It's protecting the empire you build. Because you could have easily made a multi-millionaire career on Food Network by just cooking pies. But no, you got to use the N-word. No, you got to go to some bum-ass political network. Then you want to cry online and wonder why you get demonetized. You getting demonetized on YouTube is a slap on the wrist. Like, people need to get over it. Just cope with the understanding and idea. This isn't 2006 or 2007. You can't get away with shit on YouTube like you could back in the day. If you can't force YouTube to change just because you want to. There's a place for that. That's been around since 2013 and has had no motion since it's been established. Rumble. Go to Rumble. Say all that hateful ass shit all you want to. Hell, either site will welcome you with open arms. But if there's one thing I know and two is for certain, you wouldn't dare step outside in blackface around the wrong people. Because where I come from, in Mississippi no less, you would get fucked up in certain parts of this state for doing half the shit you've done. And again, I don't wish violence upon people. I just have a realistic mindset to know violence will be handed to you like a Christmas present if you aren't careful. And furthermore, if you don't be attacked, God forbid, people will try to target your family. And what happens then? What happens when your family tries to confront you and say, Lily, what you're doing is affecting me. You need to stop. If you still will stand 10 toes on the I'm not going to censor myself bullshit for your family, you don't really love them, because you're not willing to do what it takes to protect them. You're not willing to do what it takes to protect the thing you built, even though I don't agree with how you built it. Okay? You can build a house the wrong way, but if it's a sturdy house, fuck it. If you love your family, you will do what it takes to protect your family, even if it means censoring yourself. You have to. It's no different than if you go to a job. There's a list, there's a thing called rules you have to abide by. If your boss says, hey, can you shrink wrap this pallet? You can't tell them no and kick rocks, because how are you gonna be able to pay your bills? You can't go to a job thinking you're gonna do what you want and say what you want, thinking there's going to be no repercussions whatsoever, because how are you going to be able to pay your bills? How are you going to be able to go home and tell your kids, sorry, Billy, I can't, pay your school tuition or whatever, because I had to run my big stupid mouth? And yes, I am pro censorship. Some people deserve to be censored. I'm somebody who believes in censorship because of shit like this, because of people like her who aren't willing to do what it takes to toe line and maintain everything you build. I'm the type of person who believes in expansion, not self-destruction. Emperors are supposed to expand their empire, not destroy everything they build. And I would just challenge anybody. If you think you can go to your job the next day after cussing your boss out online, no less, or cussing out your coworkers, saying, man, my coworkers are lazy pieces of shit, and my boss is this, that, and the third. Guess what happens? Next day, you're going to be fired. That's not a violation of freedom of speech. That's just a fuck around, find out moment for you. Like, people need to get a grip and realize we don't live in some type of false utopia of there's no consequences for the things you say. What planet where people didn't have consequences bestowed upon them for certain choices they made? Like, if you rob a bank, does that mean that you shouldn't be arrested because you were just making a withdrawal? And I know some people could look at this and say, well, what does freedom of speech have to do with, obeying certain rules at work? Well, they're very similar, because with YouTube, it's the easiest job to keep. It's not like you work in a 9-to-5 job where you don't know if you can be let go, especially if you work in an at-will state. On the contrary, when it comes to YouTube, all you gotta do is just not say nothing crazy, not do anything crazy, and you'll be able to keep this job forever. Bro, just ask the average American at work right now, what would they do with $20,000 a month? Or even, I don't know, $15,000 or $5,000 a month? All they gotta do is just sit at home, make some videos, and upload every single day, or how often they want to. But they're still getting that same rate of $5,000, $10,000 a month. I promise you, those people will tell you 10 different ways they can make all that money last a lifetime. Even if the views go down, even if it's a slow month, hell, even if it's a slow year, they could probably accumulate so much money by that point that they could allocate that into other resources, other things they want to do, whether it's another YouTube channel or whatever. If they want to just sit on that money like a nice big old fat Easter egg and use it as just some rainy day money in case they need it. But it just annoys me that there's people in positions like her that are willing to throw all this away. It just shows me the lack of care. If you care about this, you have to make tough decisions. You have to censor yourself. You have to protect the ones around you. You have to protect this. You have to protect your brand, because at a certain point, the brand is going to become bigger than you. And you have to make sure you got to do whatever it takes to maintain your spot by any means necessary. Even if people don't agree with it, people will still respect it. And see, here's the thing. The difference between me and other people, I'm willing to say all this out loud because it's seen as the quiet part. And trust me, this is coming from a guy who gets canceled at least once a week in his YouTube videos. Hell, just look at some of them. I may get a video where I get mass dislikes, and it'll always be that one comment that says, gee, don't you see everybody disagrees with that? Maybe you should delete this video. No, I stand 10 toes by what I said. I just got canceled this week. That's all. All in all, Miss Lily, please go back to where you came from. please go back to that job if they'll let your sorry ass back. Or hell, DoorDash is always hiring. With that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this mess in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.